Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this afternoon for a Megadeth Marathon Studio Album review, and this is for the 10th studio album that I just got done listening to for Megadeth's The System Has Failed album that I just got done listening to. So this is the 10th album in their discography for this Marathon Studio Album reviews. And sorry, I was taking my glasses off quite a moment ago because I had to go run some errands today, and I did pick up a movie, of course, the James Bond No Time to Die movie, which it was only like $6, so I was like, that's not a bad deal. But I'm gonna discuss what I listened to for Megadeth, The System Has Failed album, and let you know my thoughts on this 12-track album. So let's dive right into this 2004 album of theirs. Now, it starts with Blackmail the Universe. And off the bat, it's a pretty strong track. Dave Mustaine's vocals are pretty strong in this song. I like his angsty vocals with how much of an angst it has and gritty too. It sounds really good with how it's sounding overall. And instrumentally, it's pretty strong of a track. So, 5 out of 5 for Blackmail the Universe. I really enjoyed it instrumentally. Guitar work, drum work is great. And just the mixing and how it's sounding overall, it's pretty strong of a track. And Dave Mustaine's vocals is pretty good. Die Dead Enough, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's kind of a weird title, honestly, but I don't know if it kind of fits as a title, but um, or The Dead Die Enough would actually be a better way to pronounce it, but yeah, it's called Die Dead Enough. Um, but still, um, I think this track was pretty strong for what it went for. I'm just over analyzing what it should be pronounced and all that, so please forgive me on trying to change up how it should be pronounced. But it's just the grammar. I don't know. The song was pretty strong, and I really enjoyed Dave Mustaine's vocals and just how it was sounding overall, guitar work and drum work. So pretty strong track. Really enjoyed it. So 5 out of 5. Kick the Chair was another favorite of mine. I really enjoyed this one. So 5 out of 5. I got no complaints about this track. Um, some of the way Dave Mustaine is singing this song, I'm really on board with the vocal pitches that he does with this song. So 5 out of 5 for Kick the Chair. Uh, the Scorpion is the next one, and that's a pretty strong track. I really enjoyed how it's sounding overall, instrumentally and vocal wise, from Dave Mustaine. It's pretty good, and it rocks for sure. So I really like this song. So 5 out of 5. Tears in a Vial is the next song, track number 5 on the album, and it's pretty strong too. I really like this song. It's pretty good. Guitar wise and drum work wise, it's pretty strong. The mixing and production is pretty good too, so it flows very well. And Dave Mustaine is doing really good vocally in this track, in my personal opinion. So 5 out of 5. I Know Jack is a pretty strong track too. It's only 40 seconds. It's not much of a song because it leads into the next song, Back in the Day. And I do like some of Back in the Day, which I will talk about it in a moment. But I Know Jack's getting a 5 out of 5. Even though it's an interlude track, it still did good in my personal opinion, so 5 out of 5. Black, sorry, Back in the Day, I meant to say. I meant to say that, but I kind of said black for a moment, so please forgive me on that. Um, Pretty much Back in the Day was a solid track. The oohs towards the end of the track, I think it works, but it just feels a little too safe, and I was not sure if I liked how Dave Mustaine was singing it. but it was alright for what it went for. So 4.5 out of 5. Something That I'm Not is a pretty solid track. I think this is where the album starts to kind of have a hiccup a bit, but not to the extent where I hate these songs. I just think they're good in their own way, but have some underlying problems, in my personal opinion, with the mixing and production some of the time, with the guitars and drum work and just Dave Mustaine singing majority of the songs. So, Something That I'm Not's getting a 4.5 out of 5. Truth Be Told was pretty solid. Not hating this track, just don't know if I'm on board with Dave Mustaine's vocals in this one. But it's the last solid track that you're gonna see me giving a 4.5 out of 5. But this is getting a 4.5 out of 5 because it's solid for what it is. Of Mice and Men was pretty strong of a track. I really liked it. The mixing in it was pretty interesting, and I really liked how it was sounding overall. I think this was a single, and they made a music video for it, so I'm not 100% sure, but let me know in the comment section below if you've seen the music video for Of Mice and Men, because I think they did say they had a music video for this song, but I don't know. Still, 5 out of 5 for Of Mice and Men. Um, Shadow of Death, lyrics, psalm credited to David, was a pretty strong interlude track. It's just Now I Walk Through the Shadow of Death, or whatever it's trying to say. It's an old Bible verse, of course. So, um, Now I Walk Through the Valley to the Shadow of Death, or something like that. I don't know. I haven't been to church in a while, in my personal opinion. So I wouldn't personally remember, honestly, because churches. I have my opinions about Christianity and religion, but I don't want to go into discussion about that. But still, Shadow of Death's getting a 5 out of 5. It still was a pretty interesting interlude, in my personal opinion. And finally, we get to My Kingdom, which is a pretty strong outro to the album. Strong closing track for sure. And Dave Mustaine sounds really good vocally in this song, and I highly recommend you check this song out. It's the final track on the System Has Failed album, and it's getting a 5 out of 5. So overall, in my personal opinion, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think Megadeth, The System Has Failed album was pretty good. I was really impressed with this. This was actually a good comeback, even though Risk and the last album did alright, but not great. They were the underwhelming albums, in my opinion. So, I think so. Uh, what is it? So Far, So Good, So What, or whatever it's called. That was my least favorite, but Risk was the least favorite of them all, in my opinion. And I heard Super Collider was a little iffy and on the cringe side. That's what I heard, but I'm not sure. Metacritic was giving it a 41 out of 100. And I was like, oh, it might not be so good as I thought. But I'll listen for myself and see what I think of it in the coming days for sure. So, overall, in my opinion, I think Megadeth, The System Has Failed album was a pretty good listen. Highly recommend you check this album out. It came out back in 2004, so it's almost 20 years old, but it's a pretty good album for sure. I really liked it. So, first score for me, I'm giving Megadeth, The System Has Failed album an 8.5 out of 10. Pretty good listen. Like I said, recommend checking it out, and that's going to be it for this review for Megadeth, The System Has Failed album. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Megadeth album, The System Has Failed, if you've listened to it, and if you enjoyed this album review that I did for Megadeth, The System Has Failed. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I will be returning to you for the Andor TV show review in due time, so definitely tune into that. I don't know if I'll be doing another live stream sooner than you think, but it could be a possibility. that I'll be doing another one very soon, because I know my last one I did yesterday, I'm gonna be honest, I was not at my best there, but I tried at least. It's just the person that came in talked about drama too much in my personal opinion, and I'm just done with it. I don't like those kinds of people he's mentioning, but I'm just gonna let them do them and be idiots for all I care. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed this album review for Megadeth. The System has failed. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. The next Megadeth album review is gonna have a premiere tonight. It's gonna be recorded tonight and then premiered. So definitely tune into that next video. So stay safe. Take care, guys, and as always, I will see you in my next review.